I've been on a mission to play through all the Pokemon games that I didn't get to play and enjoy when they first came out. In doing so, I want to see if any of these games can take the #1 spot that is held by Pokemon Emerald. Since I finished through the 5th gen Pokemon games, next on the list is Pokemon X&Y, the Kalos region. Will these games dethrone my favorite Pokemon game of all time? Let's find out. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this one. We start off like any other Pokemon game, with the Professor Professor Scaramore, aka Professor Hunk. This is the first time where we can semi-customize our character. It's such a nice touch to have after all of these years. We wake up in our room, change into our adventure gear, and kiss mom goodbye. As we step outside, we are introduced to our rivals, and head to the rendezvous spot where we get to choose our starter Pokemon. This time we select the frog, and have a quick and easy battle against Shauna. We are now set to begin our adventure. We head into Santaloon Forest, and get hit with nostalgia because it reminded me the first time I played Pokemon Leaf Green, and traverse through Viridian Forest. We all make it out of the forest and split up into all other directions. Not a lot of time goes by, and we already make it to Santaloon City. In our first city, we can challenge the first gym leader and obtain the first gym badge. Before we head into the gym, we battle and defeat a trainer on roller skates in order to obtain roller skates for ourselves. I cannot stand the controls for these things. I feel like I'm going in every direction instead of the direction that I want to go. Without further ado, we head into the gym. I like this gym design. Simple but fun. Unlike someone's gym that shall not be named. Burrow, I'm looking at you. We are eye to eye with Viola, the bug-type gym leader. She has only 2 Pokemon. Sunskirt is no match for a Froakie. But Vivillon, on the other hand, oh boy. She used Infestation so many times I had nightmares about it. Luckily we had potions to keep our frog alive and take it out with some bubbles. We forcefully take the first gym badge for ourselves and head straight to the next city. Right before making it to the next town, our frog evolves into a bigger frog that's now doing a Spider-Man pose. We make it into Lumio City, the capital of this region, and look! They even have the Eiffel Tower from, you guessed it, Las Vegas, baby. Professor Hunk is waiting for us in his lab, so we make a beeline for it, where Professor Hunk greets us and challenges us with 3 of the starters from Kanto. After beating him in a match, he gives us a choice between Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. I've always been a Bulbasaur kind of guy when I was younger. Big ups to my Venusaur stands, but there's something fascinating about Mega Charizard X. So for this first time, we choose Charmander and the respective Mega Stone, and be on our merry way. While heading out of the lab, we are introduced to a red-hair Hunk, Lysandre, who definitely doesn't look suspicious at all. After him blabbering the usual non-villainous speech, he heads out, and so do we. There's also a power outage going on in half of the city, so we're gonna have to come back soon. But before we can continue our journey, Callum, one of the rivals, takes me aside and eavesdrops on Lysandre and Diantha, Kalos' champion / movie star. We head out of the city to Route 5, and suddenly this human dog starts dabbing me up. A lady named Karina comes apologizing about her Lucario, but it's alright cause me and Lucario, we chill. I should also mention that she is Shalar City's gym leader, and she tells us to stop by soon and leaves. As we make our way to find a sleeping fat dude on a bridge. Oops, sorry, I didn't have my glasses on. That's better now. We find a sleeping fat Snorlax on the bridge, and no matter what, it won't budge, unless we wake it up with the Pokeflute. So we head over to Route 7 in search of one. While in search of the Pokeflute, our little Charmander evolves into a Charmeleon. At the end of the road, we come across Perfume Palace. To get into the palace, we have to spend 1,000 Pokédollars. Talk about today's economy. Some dude lost his Furfuru, and it's our job to find it. We find Furfuru, but it keeps running away from us. We corner into a corner, and take back the Furfuru to its owner. Turns out, he owns this palace, and as a thanks, he hands us the Pokeflute after watching these amazing fireworks. While in the palace's garden, we catch a Honedge and add him to the team. We head back to the Snorlax and play the Pokeflute. A couple of Pokeballs to the face, Snorlax joins the rest of the gang. Making our way to the next town, Tierno and Trevor stops Callum and me for a double battle and gets completely destroyed. We bully Trevor for having a bootleg arm and haircut and step foot into Amberette Town. We talk to some scientists and they say that we should head into Glistening Cave. On our way there, we come across one of my all-time favorite Pokemon from the Unova region. Catching Sandile is crucial to building a strong team late game. We make it to the cave, and along the way we find our first grunt of the game. This region's antagonists are called Team Flare, but let's be honest, they ain't Team Magma, that's for sure. We beat his Houndour and Zubat with ease. Callum joins us and we continue to defeat other Team Flare members one by one till we get to the end of the cave, where we obtain the jaw fossil from one of the scientists that's doing research there. Once we head back to the lab, we turn our fossil into a Triant and add him to the team as well. End of a quick detour, we make it to Cyclage City. We head into the bike shop and answer this man's silly questions to get a bike for ourselves. Beats roller skating everywhere. We head up to the cliff and enter the second gym. This is a paradise for rock climbers. This gym was harder than the gym leader. Some of the trainers here counter my Pokemon left and right. At the top, Grant is waiting for us, and he starts out with an Amara, which is super weak against my Frogadier, and goes down to a couple bubbles. Next is his Tyrant. One water pulse and it's already at half HP. Another quick water pulse to the face, and we take it out of its misery. Give me that second gym badge. Already with 2 badges down and 6 more to go, we head north and find the Team Flare member that ran away from us back in Glistening Cave. We send him running back to his mama this time, and enter this little town called Geosange Town. While here, we come across Karina and her 2 Lucarios. Kalos. She takes us on with her Lucarios, but we're just too strong for them. She invites us to her gym, and that's where we head to next. But before we do that, we make our way through Reflection Cave this time, and catch a Solosis and name his Scoliosis. After almost being wiped out by these fighting type trainers, and catching a Ferroseed along the way, Frogadier evolves into his final evolution, Greninja, and we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel that leads us to Shallower City. We head to the Tower of Mastery to learn more about Mega Evolution, where we find Corinna and her grandfather, while the rest of the gang joins us. We battle Callum to see who is worthy of using Mega Evolution. Of course, Callum is no match for us, and we beat his Pokemon one by one. After Callum gets his participation trophy, Corinna heads back to her gym, and we follow her there. Remember about roller skating in this game? Well, this whole gym is built on roller skating, and I want to cry a bit. Her gym is a fighting type gym, and luckily we have Scoliosis on our team, and take out all the trainers, and Sandile evolves into a Krokorok, before coming face to face with Corinna. She sends out her Mienfoo first. After taking a power-up punch to the blob, Scoliosis retaliates with a Psyshock, taking Mienfoo in one hit. Next is a Machoke, and also gets taken out with another Psyshock. Lastly, Halucha comes out, and misses a flying press, and gets one-shotted by yet another Psyshock, making that the third badge of Kalos in the bag. We head back to the Tower of Mastery, to fight Corinna for the third and final time, but this time her Lucario joins us for the battle against Lucarios. Witch Dog ends up on top. We make an evolved Lucario, and tried to set up a Swords Dance while taking a lot of damage. We heal up quickly but get taken down with a power-up punch. Luckily, this match ends the same way, win or lose, and Corinna gives us a Lucario for us to keep and use. Welcome to the team, Lucario. After taking a quick picture in front of the Tower of Mastery, and Callum gives us the HM for Surf. Some dude gives us a free Pokemon Lapras. With Lapras on the team, we teach it Surf and sail away on his back, till we reach the land that leads us to the next city, Caromine City, where we meet Professor Hunk and the champ. They congratulate us for being able to use Mega Evolution, and Professor Hunk gives us the HM for Fly. Before we can get on the train to the next gym, Callum stops us for a rival battle. I won't bore you with the details, just know that Callum is crying in the corner. Before we head into the next gym, Solosis evolves into a Duosion. Wasting no time, we head in. In it being a grass-type gym, our Charmeleon goes to work, taking out trainers left and right, when suddenly Charmeleon evolves into the big bad wolf, Charizard. We swing ourselves from the final rope to meet with the old man who calls himself Ramos. Right off the bat, we Mega Evolve Charizard into his Mega Evolution and take out Jumpluff with a single Flame Burst. Next is Go-Go that gets completely taken out with a couple of Flame Bursts. His final Pokemon, Weeping Bell, shares the same fate as his comrades and gets taken out with a single Flame Burst. Is it me, or do these gyms get easier? And with that, we take our 4th gym badge from Ramos's old wrinkly hands and leave town. We head back to Cyclist City and we go on a little shopping spree to look adorable with our new outfit. You know what they say, beauty is pain, and when I mean pain, I mean the pain that I wreak upon my enemies. I'm looking at you, Trevor. Lysandra gives us a call, giving us another non-villainy speech, and hangs up. Who even gave him my number? We head south to Carmine City, and we head into Route 13, where we find a Team Flaregron up to no good at the power plant. After we beat him, he tells us that he has lost the key somewhere, and we find it conveniently placed on this big rock. We grab the key and head into the power plant. The whole place is swarming with grunts. One by one, we take them all down, and come across Team Flare admins. Admins are no match for my Pokemon and run away, while these two masked couple comes at the very end, who are definitely not the two subordinates of Professor Hunk. We get the power up back and running in Lumio City. As we head out of the plant, we come across this old strange tall man who talks about a flower Pokemon that was giving eternal life, and walks away. I didn't understand anything, but I guess it has to do with some lore? We head back to Lumio City and head straight to the next gym. We watch as the tower is brought back to life and head in to challenge Clement, the electric type gym leader. I swear to God, if I see another Emolga, I ain't playing this game anymore. Just kidding. I like the uniqueness of this gym, being like a game show. Get the right answer and you advance to the next level. Me being amazing at game shows, we make it all the way up to Clement and start battling for the 5th gym badge. Of course he sends out my worst enemy, Emolga. Luckily this time it goes down with a couple of crunches from a Krokorok. Crisis averted. Next he sends out Healless. We heal up quickly and hit it back with a dig, taking it out in one hit. Magneton comes out next and gets left with 1 HP due to his sturdy, after we hit it with a Sand Tomb. Another Sand Tomb and that Magneton is long gone. The 5th gym badge was that easy, leaving us to obtain only 3 more before we challenge the champion. After we head out of the gym, the professor calls us to Lysandra Cafe, which no joke took me 20 minutes to find where it was. We head in to find Professor Hunk and the non-villain Lysandra, giving us yet another speech about cleaning Kalos. How does no one question him at all? The guy looks and talks the part of a villain. We leave the cafe and Trevor, gives us a call telling us that the gang is going to meet up on Route 14. We head there and find Callum and Trevor. Of course, Callum has to challenge me once again, like it wasn't humiliating enough last time. We crush his whole team, starting from Meowstic, then Chestnut, and finally his Absol. The rest of the gang joins in, and we head north battling more trainers, involve Krokorok into a crocodile. While in the swamp, we head across a vacant house and head inside. Inside there's a man that tells us the spookiest stories about a person that hasn't subscribed to this channel yet. I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Hit that subscribe button before something bad happens. I'm waiting. There you go. all better now. Out of the swamp, we make the Lever City, home to the Pokeball Factory, and the city where the 6th gym badge lies. We waste no more time and head into the gym. This reminds me of that one episode where Ash battles Sabrina with all this dollhouse aesthetic. Before we make it to the gym leader, our scoliosis evolves into scoliosis with hands. We make it to Valerie, the gym leader. Her first 2 Pokemon were a breeze with Charizard, taking out Mawile and Mr. Mime. Her final Pokemon, Sylveon, however, wasn't easy. Since we don't have any Pokemon that are super strong against Fairy-type Pokemon, she takes out our Mega Charizard X. We bring out Greninja and confuse it with the Water Pulse. Then switch into Crocodile and chop it in as Sand Tomb. Sylveon hits itself in confusion twice and gets chip damage from Sand Tomb. Crocodile hits a foul play, leaving Sylveon in the red, but also tanking a dazzling gleam, leaving it at 14 HP. Sand Tomb leaves Sylveon with 1 HP before it gets taken out by Crocodile. We defeat Valerie and take the badge from her and get the hell out of here, cause I don't want to look into her creepy eyes anymore. We head north of the city, where the Pokeball Factory is located, and find yet again Team Flare being up to no good. Whoever made these puzzles here, I hope that your pillow is always warm. We make it to where the admins have held the president of the factory hostage, trying to pursue the president to join Team Flare. The president rejects the offer as we get ready to ruin their parade. We beat the first admin, as Callum joins us for a double battle against the last 2. The Team Flare admins leave the premises, and the president gives us the Master Ball as a gift for saving the factory. Afterwards, we head to Dentamilli Town, where Professor Hunk and his assistant stops us in our tracks to talk about more lore, but we got more important things to do, such as saving an Abomasnow from Team Flare in the Frost Cavern, and riding Mamoswines through the snow. We finally reach the next city, Anistar City, where right before we enter the gym, Callum calls us out for yet another rival battle. We take out his Meowstic, Vaporeon, Chestnut, and Absol in one quick swoop and enter the gym. We step into the gym and suddenly we find ourselves in a domain expansion, Yui Kitenkai. While we traverse the gym and battle all the trainers to get to the Psycho Gym leader, Olympia. This gym leader was easy. Just spam crunches till we take out the Sigilyph, then proceed to take out Slowking with more crunches, and chew on his Meowstic till it's no more, making that the 7th gym badge in our possession. One more to go, and then we can challenge the Elite 4 at the Pokemon League. We leave the gym and Callum is such a sore loser that he wants another rematch. When suddenly Lysandre calls, he's broadcasting to everyone in the region. He threatens the whole region with the legendary weapon. Either you're on his side or Heaven's side. We head back to Lysandre Cafe. Great original name by the way, Lysandre, and head into the secret doorway that leads to Team Flare's headquarters. Lysandre stands menacingly in front of the doorway. In order to get him to stop his plans, we have to find the key to the elevator that leads to the basement. We waste no time and make our way through the base, and get the key after defeating one of the admins. We rush to the elevator and find some strange man that we spotted before back at the power plant, locked up, and Lysandre on the other side of the bars. The old man talks about the lore that happened a long time ago, about the great Pokemon War, and how the king of the land cares so much about one Pokemon, and how the beloved Pokemon lost its life in the war. Several years has passed since the war, and the king created a machine to bring back his beloved Pokemon back to life. He successfully brought back the Pokemon, but the king could not forgive the world for taking his Pokemon in the first place. He turned the machine into a weapon, the ultimate weapon, and let it loose upon the region. The Pokemon knew that in order to bring its life back, many of the lives of Pokemon were sacrificed and left never to be seen again. Who's getting these damn onions in here, man? The old man warns about Lysandre not to use the ultimate weapon, but Lysandre does not care enough. Lysandre tells us the old man's name is AZ, the same name as the king that ruled the land 3,000 years ago, and that AZ had the key to the ultimate weapon hung around his neck. Lysandre heads to his chamber, and we follow. We head into the chamber where we find Lysandre talking to one of his admins. Lysandre gives us a choice to stop or activate the weapon, and leaves us with the admin that we fight in battle. After defeating him, we have to choose between 2 buttons, and oops, I pressed the wrong one. Either way, the admin tells us that there's no stopping the ultimate weapon, and the weapon activates, shooting out from the ground. Whoever built this house, I want their number. Such great quality work done. We head over to Geosange Town, where the ultimate weapon is located. We beat a couple of grunts before heading into Team Flare's headquarters. Callum joins us as we come face to face with Lysandre. Lysandre wants to wipe off all Pokemon because he feels that humans do not deserve them. Lysandre comes forth and challenges us to a battle. He starts off with Meowscarada, which takes out our Greninja with high kick jump, but not before we deal some damage. Our Lucario luckily takes it out with Aura Sphere. Next is Pyroar. With Lapras on the team, it goes down with a couple of Surfs. Next up is his Gyarados. That takes out Lapras, and we switch back into Lucario and Mega Evolve it, hoping it can take Gyarados out with low sweep and its own confusion due to outrageous downside. With Gyarados down, next up is Honchkrow. We stay in with Lucario and low sweep it into red HP before punching that bird into the ground. Lysandre tells us it's too late and that we should go to where the weapon is held and see for ourselves. As we head towards the weapon, Shauna joins in and does the only useful thing all game, opening the door that leads to the weapon. She's better in my eyes than lazy bum Callum over here. Down there, we find the weapon in a shrivel up tree with the letter X carved in the middle of it. We are suddenly surrounded by Team Flare members protecting the tree. As soon as we beat them, the tree starts to come alive, and out comes Xerneas, taking his stance to fight. I just chuck a Master Ball and capture it. Anyway, Lysandre comes down, looking all goofy like, and we battle him once more, but this time, his Gyarados Mega Evolves, giving us a little bit of trouble. We counteract with our Mega Evolved Lucario and take Lysandra out once and for all. Now that the world is saved once more by me, we head to the final city to obtain the final gym badge. But right before that, we head into Caraway Town, where Professor Hunk apologizes about Lysandra and gives us his thanks for saving humans and Pokemon. Before he heads off, he challenges us yet to another Pokemon battle, but this time his Kanto starters are fully evolved Pokemon, taking out Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard. Professor Hunk admits that we are indeed very strong, and leaves north out of sight. As we make our way through the routes, Shauna asks to battle us too. Tyrannel and Trevor also challenge us, making that 3 back-to-back battles that we add to our win streak. We finally make it to the last city to obtain the final gym badge in Snowbell City. What? What do you mean he's not in his gym? Okay, fine, I'll find him and bring him back. Heading into Winding Woods, we find the 8th gym leader and drag his butt in a snow coat back to the gym. After a few simple puzzles, we challenge Wolfik. Mega Evolving Lucario, we legit one-shot every Pokemon he has. At last, we have all the gym badges that we need to challenge the league and the champion. We enter the gate check and head up Victory Road. With a quick team change, everyone is looking and feeling strong. No one on Victory Road has a chance of beating us. After battling numerous trainers and quickly healing up our Pokemon thanks to this lady, we make our way up and get stopped by Callum for our final rival battle. This time, Callum has a fierce look in his eyes. He sends out his favorite Pokemon, Meowstic, and oh, the battle's already done? That was quick. We exit out of Victory Road and stand in front of the Pokemon League. As we head in, one of the members of the league greets us, and that's who I'm challenging first. We walk into Elite Four member Malva's room, where she's sitting upon her throne. She starts off with Pyroar, and us with Lapras. After she stalls and wastes her heals, we take it out with a couple of Surfs. Torkoal is next, and we switch into Crocodile and take it down with a couple of Earthquakes. She sends out Talonflame, which unfortunately takes out our Crocodile down. Lucario's backup also goes down to a Flame Blitz. Lapras comes out and finishes the job with the Surf. Last of our Pokemon is Chandelure. Lapras deals a ton of damage before it goes down like the rest. Charizard comes in hot with the Wing Attack, finishing off Chandelure. One down, only 3 more Elite Four members to go. Next is Wickstrom. Lucario deals with his Probopass, while Charizard deals with the rest as we Mega Evolve it into Mega Charizard X and spam Flamethrowers, taking almost his entire team, all burned to a crisp without even breaking a sweat. Easy W on this one. On to the next. Second to last is Dracena, the Dragon-type trainer. As she sends in her Dragalge, we deal chip damage with Xerneas and finish it off with Reuniclus. She then sends out Altaria, and we send Xerneas back out into the field. Altaria stalls us by using Sing and making Xerneas fall asleep. Xerneas wakes up pissed and hits a strong Moonblast to his face, taking Altaria out. Out comes Noivern, and we switch into Lucario, Mega Evolving it once again. Lucario takes a ton of damage, but retaliates with the Dragon Pulse, leaving Noivern in the yellow, before going down to a critical hit Flamethrower. We send Xerneas back out on the field, tanking an Air Slash and hitting back with the Moonblast, taking Noivern out. As she sends out her Dread again, we send out Crocodile and use Outrage. She keeps stalling with full restores, and our Crocodile gets taken out with Druddigan's Rough Skin ability. While Druddigan is barely holding on, Charizard takes it out with the Fly, leaving us only one member to deal with. The final Elite Four member is Sealbold, with his first Pokemon being Clawitzer. Even with Lapras Thunderbolts, it's not enough to take it out. We send out Xerneas, while he heals Clawitzer back to full HP. Xerneas uses a Horn Leech to take it out once and for all. Up next is Gyarados, as we switch into Lucario, Mega Evolving it and using a close combat, dealing no damage at all. Gyarados Dragon Dances and Earthquakes, leaving Lucario in the dust. Back to Xerneas. We Horn Leech while Gyarados Dragon Dances and heals back to full health. This time we Moonblast, taking Gyarados into yellow HP. Xerneas survives the waterfall and takes Gyarados out with another Moonblast. Barbacle is no match for our Crocodile, as we Earthquake and take it down to 1 HP before taking it out with another Earthquake. The last of his Pokemon is Starmie. Crocodile doesn't stand a chance against his Surf. Reuniclus isn't much help at all either, dealing so little damage with Future Sight. A Dizzy Punch comes in handy though, confusing Starmie and taking damage from the confusion. We bring out Xerneas one last time as a Horn Leech takes his final Pokemon out. We are ready for the final challenge, the champion Diantha. She thanks us for personally saving the world before accepting our challenge, where she sends out Hawlucha as her first Pokemon. Our Charizard hits Hawlucha with a super effective fly to the face that takes it out with one hit. Next up is Tyrantrum, and us with Lucario. We Mega Evolve it one last time and hit it with a low sweep, almost fainting it with one hit. She heals up as we wind a close combat, leaving Tantrum in the dust. As she sends out Goodra, we switch into Xerneas and use a Moonblast to leave Goodra at yellow HP. Following up with another Moonblast, Goodra is no more. Sending back Lucario into the battle against Aurorus, we use another close combat, taking Aurorus out with one hit. Second to last is Gorgegeist, and us with Charizard, burning that little pumpkin into little pumpkin bits. Lastly, she sends out Gardevoir, which she Mega Evolves into Mega Gardevoir in order to deal with our Charizard. Sending out Xerneas, we make it a Fairy type versus Fairy type. Gardevoir sends Xerneas into Red HP, while Xerneas takes Gardevoir into Yellow HP. Xerneas isn't fast enough and sadly gets defeated. Crocodile comes out and tries to avenge its fallen comrade, but fails to do so. Nicholas comes in hot with a Psychic to the face, taking Mega Gardevoir out. With that, we have beaten the entire Pokemon League here in Kalos. Diantha takes us to the Hall of Fame, where we write our names into history. A whole celebration parade is held in Lumio City in our names of being the hero and the new champion of Kalos region. Professor Hunk hands us a medal for our bravery, and we have finally beaten Pokemon X. Or so I thought. AZ walks up the red carpet and tells us to battle with him. And of course, we accept his challenge. We defeat his Torkoal, Golurk, and Sigilyph with Crocodile's Earthquake and Foul Play, leaving AZ with a little smirk on his face. He thanks us for battling him and making him feel free from his past. Up from the sky falls down a little Floette, painted red and blue, as AZ holds up his arms and falls down to his knees. After 3,000 years, AZ reunites with his beloved Pokemon, and I hold back my tears. Don't tell me that I'm the only one that got emotional seeing this reunion. With that, finally, we have beaten Pokemon X. For this being the first ever 3D Pokemon game, I think they did great. The graphics, the animation for battles, and the story. Although it was a shorter game than previous ones, I can see newcomers enjoying this game back when it came out in October of 2013. I had a great experience streaming this game on my Twitch channel, with a couple of you enhancing the experience for me. Although it hasn't dethroned my favorite Pokemon game, I think it's a solid Pokemon game, and I love the Mega Evolutions. It's such a nice way of bringing back old favorites with a cool twist to it. Overall, I would give Pokemon X and Y a solid 8 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. I say this all the time, but these videos take a lot of time, and thus the last video was like a month ago. Please show some love by leaving a like on the video and comment down below what you think about Pokemon X and Y. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for even more videos just like this one. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.